The evolution of financial markets is underway, and this week has been nothing short of confirming whether it was the President's Working Group's report on crypto or whether it was Paul Atkins, the chair of the SEC, acknowledging that the future of markets is one where markets live on-chain and that they're going to do with what he's calling Project Crypto the things that need to be done to enable that future from a regulatory standpoint and allow it to take place. And interestingly, with all of this, you see the largest financial institutions and infrastructure providers actually look to enable this, such as DTCC. What we're going to be doing in this video is showing you multiple links to Hedera Hashgraph in regards to this new world, whether it be what Paul Atkins had to say in regards to the ERC standards and how Hedera is a member of that association, or whether it's what DTCC are doing, which is what Paul Atkins is acknowledging is coming, and they're going to sort of accommodate. DTCC are the premier infrastructure providers for markets, securities, settlements, and clearing. They are right now trying to bring $100 trillion, which is confirmed, and we'll look at that confirmation on chain. And Hedera Hashgraph has clear links there, whether it be the mentioning in the patent from Dan Done and DTCC, or whether it be through the, and I'll show you this quickly, not many people have explored this, the Linux Foundation's Decentralized Trust, where they, along with DTCC, are the premier members of an organization that is trying to do what Paul Atkins is acknowledging, what is coming and they're going to enable, and what DTCC is actively looking to do, and that is build systems to enable this new financial world. So this is one not to miss. Very exciting, all of this, and we love making these videos when sentiment is as it is, because it flies in the face of it. We're here to say, do not worry about day-to-day price action. Focus on the broader trajectory, and you will be a conqueror, my friends. This is from Paul Atkins. Thank you, A1 Policy, for hosting me today to discuss Project Crypto, which will be the SEC's North Star in aiding the president in his efforts to make America the crypto capital of the world. We're not going to read all this. We did this yesterday. He says, we are at the threshold of a new era in history of our markets. Wow. Project Crypto is a commission-wide initiative to modernize the securities rules and regulations to enable America's financial markets to move on chain. They are saying it out loud. Ladies and gentlemen, we know, and we're going to look at this in just a second, that DTCC, who are probably the most impactful and important company when it comes to this new era and enabling it, they are already doing this and have clear partners. We've mentioned Stellar, Lumen's a real dark horse, I think, in regards to this bull market, but there's also links to Hedera. And Dan Done himself has acknowledged that it's not just going to be one chain that enables all of this. There's going to be multiple, and Hedera is going to play a role in that. And we're just talking about America here and what they're doing, not the rest of the world. Great conversation coming out with Rob Allen, where we talk about stablecoins and the dollarization threat to other countries and how they're going to have to embrace technologies like Hedera to combat that and to stay relevant and competitive. When you look at Hedera, it walks, talks, quacks like a duck. It's a duck. It's a very exciting project you should be excited about. I want to go ahead and play you guys. First of all, we'll show the tweet. This is from ERC3643.org. It says, to a token standard that incorporates compliant features such as ERC3643, said SEC's chair Paul S. Atkins. This is a clear signal. The regulators now recognize the distinct types of on-chain assets and the role of standards in enabling compliance. We've long believed that the future of tokenization securities lies in permissioned tokens. If it's a security, there's rules and regs that come with that, where compliance is enforced at the token level. Hedera, XLM, XRP were built for this. Literally, were built with all of this in mind, and they're now in a position where they're leaders in it. He goes on to say, now with regulators explicitly calling for compliance features and acknowledging standards like ERC 3643, the path is clearer than ever for industry and to scale responsibly. Regulators are not only watching, they're understanding. It goes on to say, that understanding creates the foundations for sound supportive framework that let tokenized finance thrive. And let's go ahead and play this clip.
My vision for an innovation exemption, innovators and visionaries will be able to immediately enter the market with new technologies and business models, but will not be required to comply with incompatible or burdensome prescriptive regulatory requirements that hinder productive economic activity. Instead, they will be able to comply with certain principle-based conditions designed to achieve the core policy aims of the federal securities laws. These conditions may include, for example, a commitment to make periodic reports to the Commission, incorporate whitelisting or verified pool functionality, and restrict tokenized securities that do not adhere to a token standard that incorporates compliance features such as ERC 3643. So I encourage market participants and the SEC staff alike to have an eye towards commercial viability when contemplating what various models could look like.
And this is huge. And this is huge because there are a handful of ERC 3643 compliant chains out there that actually do tokenization. Hedera Hashgraph is one. It's one of the leaders, in fact. Stellar also Ripple, or XRP. There's a handful of others out there, but this is from Hedera's own website. It says ERC 3643, real world assets. It says the ERC token standards is variously known as permission tokens, real world asset tokens, or TREX, tokens of regulated exchanges, as the name suggests. ERC is designed to turn real-world assets like company shares, loans, or real estate into digital tokens that can be traded on the blockchain. Unlike regular tokens, it follows strict rules to make sure they meet legal requirements. With this standard, every token holder's identity is verified to comply with regulations like Know Your Customer and AML laws, making it ideal for assets that need extra security and regulatory approval. The ERC tokens integrate identity management through on-chain, where verified participant identities are securely stored on-chain. Token transfers follow strict compliance rules, ensuring regulatory requirements are met before the execution, while enhancing security and compliance. ERC remains interoperable with existing ERC20 platforms, enabling seamless integrations into blockchain ecosystems. So this is a standard that's very much designed, and this was news that we got back in March this year. It says scaling institutional real-world assets. The HBAR Foundation joins the ERC 3643 Association. And 7 days before that, DTCC joins ERC 3643 Association. Let's look at what they have to say here. The Hedera Foundation joins the ERC 3643 Association to help scale the adoption of ERC and institutional real-world assets on the Hedera network. The foundation, the ecosystem accelerators of the Hedera network, today announced its membership of the ERC Association. Through this partnership, we will work with the association and its members to help scale the adoption of ERC 3643. What did Paul Atkins, the chair of the SEC, just mention? A leading industry standard for compliant real-world asset tokenization with 32 billion in tokenized assets. The ERC standard, initially created by Tokeny, a leading provider of compliance tokenization solutions, is an open source suite of smart contracts that enable the issuance, management, and transfer of permission tokens. Unlike permissionless tokens on the EVM, ERC 3643 follows strict rules and implements identity management via an on-chain identity to make sure they meet legal requirements. Also known as the Token of Regulated Exchange, TREX, the ERC standards attention to compliance has led it to become the go-to framework for institutions, with high-profile companies such as Citi and ABN, AMRO, tokenizing assets such as green bonds and private equities using this standard. It says other institutions such as Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, DTCC, have also recently joined the association to help contribute to its goals of promoting and advancing the ERC standards. By joining the association and supporting the T-Rex standard, the HBAR Foundation will support the growth of and development of this standard through its deep experience in working with financial institutions on the Hedera Council. Alongside this, the HBAR Foundation will explore joint collaboration opportunities across the association and beyond to drive further institutional growth via ERC 3643 on the Hedera network. We're excited for the HBAR Foundation to join the ERC 3643 Association, enabling us in our mission to accelerate institutional adoption of the Hedera network and on-chain finance as a whole, said the head of fintech and payments at the HBAR Foundation. By joining the association, we will contribute with its members to help shape the future of the standards whilst exploring future real-world asset collaboration opportunities. Welcoming the HBAR Foundation to the ERC Association marks a key milestone in our mission to build an interoperable future for on-chain finance. With the adoption of ERC, T-Rex standards, we expect a new wave of high-quality real-world asset products to accelerate within the Hedera ecosystem. Alongside other leading institutions, this year has all the ingredients to become the golden year for tokenization. And this is from Dennis O'Connell, president of the ERC 3643 Association. Hedera is everywhere. I mean, it really is. And this is a big deal, certainly because Paul Atkins mentioned it. Now, literally, if you look at the dates on when Hedera Foundation joined, 27th of March 2025, these guys joined on the 20th of March 2025, DTCC. And Paul Atkins is looking to enable what DTCC have already been working on. It's all coincidental, right? And what are DTC working on? What are they? Let's just play a quick clip of Dan Donay, one of the smartest men on the planet right now in regards to this technology, and probably the most powerful in regards to enabling it. Let's listen to what they're trying to do, and we'll show you some more links. So not only are they both associates of or part of the ERC Association and looking to drive that, they are also both LF decentralized members, founding members, and DTCC have actually mentioned Hashgraph in a patent. So there's a good likelihood, I think, that Hedera is going to play a role in certainly what DTCC are doing, along with others, but more broadly the tokenization of the world. And they do this through providing the apparatus to do so. Let's dive over and see what Dan Donay is doing right now. All very timely, this.
Example, with real-world assets, this is now a very real disruptive force to traditional finance. And for example, in our case, our focus right now is bringing $100 trillion worth of assets that DTCC is responsible for on-chain. Many folks here may not know who DTCC is and what we're responsible for. We're the principal record keeper for the U.S. financial markets. So we are all publicly traded securities. We hold a principal record keeping role. We're responsible for T+1 settlement. We're owned by the major banks and institutions. So effectively, we're a DAO for the U.S. financial markets. We're determined T+1 settlement is not good enough. We're really looking to take advantage of real-time settlement from blockchain rails. And it's our responsibility to bring those assets into the market.
That's exactly what they're doing. They are literally tokenizing and piloting all this. The next step is going live, and this is very real. Bringing those $100 trillion online, and it will be public DLTs that will play that role with standards like the ones that we're talking about today, which Hedera is, of course, looking into. So not only are DTCC and the Hedera Foundation both members of the ERC 3643 Association, this is a patent filed by Dan Donay, who's the guy you just heard there from DTCC's digital kind of arm. You can see here, if I just zoom in a little bit, it says public-private consortium and hybrid blockchains are compatible with the present invention. And what is the present invention? Well, it's a method apparatus of computer-readable mediums for confederated rights and hierarchical key management. It says, in one embodiment, the blockchain systems used by the present invention include sidechains, wherein the sidechains run parallel to the primary chains Implementation of distributed ledgers and or blockchain technology include, but not limited to, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Hashgraph, Binance, Flow, Tron, Tezos, Cosmos, and or Ripple are compatible with the present invention. In one embodiment of the platform includes at least one acyclic ledger. And the only acyclic ledger is, of course, Hashgraph. Not only that, just to wrap things up, the LF, which is the Linux Foundation Decentralization Trust, who are leaders in decentralized technologies, our members are at the forefront of reshaping markets, which is what all this is about, and transforming industries, ensuring the resilience, security, and longevity of critical systems for a digital-first economy. Look at who the members are. The premier members are DTCC and Hedera. And Hitachi, which is actually a Hedera Governing Council member. You've got American Express in here. You know, you've got Ripple. You've got Citi. Of course, you've got Stellar. It's the same blockchains that pop up time and time again, really, isn't it? But what this video is about was reinforcing the major change that is upon us and showing you that Hedera is in a very good position to play a part in enabling that. It won't be the sole one, but it's an exceptionally bright future. And what's the value of something that enables an entirely new financial system and world and enables value periodically? It's going to be an epic journey that we've got ahead for us as Hedera holders. That's it from me, guys. I'm going to love and leave you. Thanks for watching. See you soon.